it become deeper and wider and more profound according to the Yana levels. Yanas or the doctrinal levels. Now, first, how many doctrines? We have, regularly, generally said, there is 4 doctrines. 4 doctrines, generally what that means is Buddha gave the teachings, and then after Buddha entered Mahaparinirvana, now those masters, arhatas, began to establishing the systems, entire teaching of the Buddhas, in a way, condense and bring up so that everybody can understand and follow that. Follow that. Follow the will, follow the meditation, and follow the conduct. And then back the results. That. So it is the establishment of the systems, of the entire teaching of the Buddha, how these great masters interpreted and established. That is what called doctrines. In a Tibetan doctrine is called drumtha. Drumtha. Something that really is not also kind of vaguely established or put the system together, but it is through the teaching of the Buddha, through the reason, is long and Rupa in Tibetan you say. Long means, scripture means the teaching of the Buddha. Exactly follow with the teaching of the Buddha, and they use the logic, reasoning, and it's now true. What Buddha said is true, and this is what it is. That's how they establish it. Buddha also gave that way teaching too. He gave his reason, and then Buddha gave the teachings with these. So therefore, these doctrines, there is first 4 doctrines that we all started, and also with Khenpo Tsewang Rinpoche. And of course, many of you, few of you maybe don't heard these things, but again, as I said, this doctrine is a system that Buddhism developed after Buddha entered the Mahaparinirvana. And it is exactly teaching of the Buddha because it followed the scripture of the teaching of the Buddha and used the reason, added a reason. Reason, this is what in all Buddha gave the teaching over 45 years. I think over 45 years. So they collected all the anger everywhere looked and then put it together as with the reason. So so that is the doctrines. Now the doctrine has 4 doctrines. That's the philosophical systems of the doctrines. 4. And what are 4? Please tell me.
Vipassana.
What?
Vipassana. Satantrika. Middle way. And mind only.
Middle way. That's it. Right? Okay, now I'd like to ask, what means Vipassana?
That's the...
Vipassana means?
Particular school.
Particular schools. Yeah, that's true. In Tibet, it's called Shedra. Shedra means is particularly expressing. But this Shedra is actually in the teaching said, I don't know, Khenchen Rinpoche mentioned those things in this first Vipassana booklet, in Sherab booklet, I don't remember that. But in what means Vipassana, it is named after a very famous teaching called Shedra Philosophy. This specifically expressed specifically or the treasure of the Pacific explanations. It's very famous text. This in the teaching said that in the Buddha gave, of course, Abhidharma teachings. But Buddha gave Abhidharma teachings in a way, very kind of like, just occasionally Buddha gave the teaching. There's no independently existing Abhidharma teaching, such as we learn Abhidharma. Dharma that Buddha gave as the Panchaparamata or the Vinayas is very spread out. And because of that, then during the Buddha's time, 7 arhatas collected all the teachings and put together, and that's known as 7 groups of the Abhidharma teachings. These 7 groups of Abhidharma teaching is the Buddha teaching, all in the time of the Buddha. And some say, oh, it's not Buddha's teaching because it's Arhata, those great Arhatas in a way collected that. So, but however, it's the teaching of the Buddha collected by these great Arhatas such as Shariputra and Mongolputra and so forth. There's these 7 Arhatas, and that is what the Abhidharma teaching kind of independently existing. That. And of course, Vajrayana teaching in such as Pandyaparamata teachings, also known as Abhidharma teaching, but this is then wisdom teaching, teachings on the wisdoms. Abhidharma is the wisdoms. And the wisdom has 2 wisdoms. Starting wisdom, contemplation wisdoms, 3, and then meditation wisdoms. This Pandyaparamata teaching in Vajrayana teaching is more like meditation and practice wisdoms. So starting in the contemplating levels, more focus is these 7 groups of the Abhidharma teachings, gathered by these great 7 Arhatas. That continually, in according to his story, that continually until the 4th patriarchs of the Buddhism, 4th patriarchs. And that is the first was Kashyapa, first patriarch, or first Buddha regime, Kashyapa, then Ananda, then called the Shani Kujin, and the master Arhata Shani Kujin. So Arhata Kashyapa, Arhata Ananda, Arhata Shani Kujin in the Tibetan world, and then 4th one is Arhata Nyebe. Nyebe is then, if you use the Sanskrit word, is Upagupta, I think. Upagupta. It's among, of course, all those, like, they are not really different than Buddha himself. Mahakashyapa is Arhata, Ananda is Arhata, and Shani Kuji become Arhata. Everyone is like golden mountain, one after another. But among that, this Nyebe become the one in the history said one of the great regions of after Buddhas, because so many students came. So many people gathered Arhat groups by his teachings. And so many people took the ordination from him. In the teaching said that he gives so many teachings. Each time they collected one stone, stake, and they just put it inside one cave in I think this kind of looks like indicated near the Ayodhya, around that places. I mean, in modern time, Ayodhya, ancient time, this Ayodhya is ancient time name too. So, the whole cave is filled by that small stakes because the number of the how he gave the ordinations there. So this is the one, the very famous Arhatas and Patriarchs. In that time, in the teaching said 500 Arhatas gathered together and made the commentaries on that 7 groups of Abhidharma teachings. 7 groups of Abhidharma teachings. And that's what they did. And that is the first, according to Buddhism, first commentaries on the Buddha teachings. 500 Arhatas gathered together and made commentaries on this. This is called then Shedra Philosophy, as I said before. The treasure of the Pacific explaining. Shedra Philosophy. So, Vibhashika school followed that teaching, and then named after that teaching, then Vibhashika. And because also in the teaching said, Vibhashika's masters, they said, is immediately to understand the teaching of the Buddha himself directly, it's difficult. We should follow the commentaries. We should follow with that. So they follow with that teaching, and a school name is after that. So that is Vibhashikas. Then this has how many? The treasure of the expressing the Pacific, or particularly that has in the teaching said 100,000 stanzas. Is not completely translated into Tibet. There are many volumes, it says. It's not translated completely. That. But that is so big and it's so vast again, even though it is. And then great master, Vasubandhu, extracted the essence of that and known as then, this modern time, everybody knows, Abhidharma Kosha, which is again so profound and deep, but to compare it with this 100,000 teachings of that treasure of the express of the particular or pacifical things is then smaller, and also this then become then the powerful, famous Abhidharma teachings. Vasubandhu was always also named as second Buddha. He has become as like second Buddha, and so famous, so master, so scholar, so understanding, and he memorized entirely in the said 99 sutras that he memorized completely, and he joined that once in a year or once in a month, every year. He said that day and night in the teaching. Said he sat on the big olive oil, not olive oil. Sorry, sometimes because a big olive oil becomes so popular now, so I'm using even olive oil. But instead, it's a mustard oil. He stays in big mustard oil tank, and it's up to here, and then he joined, recited all that sutras. Why he said it there? You say, because it takes so much energy. Therefore, oil absorbs, re-energizes that. That's what it says. So this great master then synthesized. So that therefore, this Vibhashika is the name that, upper name that. And then Sutrantaka, what is the meaning of Sutrantakas now? Sutra meaning.
Sutras.
Huh?
They would follow the sutras.
That's it. Exactly true. That's what teaching says. And there's what the Sutrantaka school said, following the commentaries of the Buddha teaching, still people can make some mistakes. Therefore, we're going to follow with it direct to the Sutra, Buddha's teaching itself. Therefore, then is named as Sutrantakas. And then next school is what? I think we said mind only school. Why is named mind only?
Because mind exists.
What?
Mind exists.
Yeah, that's it. This is from now on these schools, all the way to the Vajrayana, everything is display of mind. But they started from here. Here, therefore, he said everything is mind. Everything is display. That also indicated before that means Vibhashika and Sutrantaka don't accept everything's mind. They don't accept. Their philosophy, their doctrine don't agree that everything's mind. But from mind-only school, everything is now mind. So mind-only school then said mind only. That means mind only. Everything is mind only. That's it. And then next one is Madhyamaka. And what is the meaning of Madhyamaka now? Word meaning of Madhyamaka.
Middle way.
What?
Middle way.
That's it. And what that means, middle way means?
Free of extremes.
What?
Free of extremes.
That's it. Free from the extremes. Because the Madhyamaka view is similar. Everything is a display of mind, all that. They not highlight that. But everything is, nature is not extreme, that indicates. Nature is not indicating. Things we see in the world, whatever that may be, it is also when appearing, is balanced. Is balanced. Middle means balanced. Balanced. That is what it is. All, and no extremes. Free from the extremes. That. And then that is external, the relative wise. And the absolute level, even there is no middle. Middle. And what that great master Vajrayana said in the teachings. Said, since there is no extreme or edge, how there is middle? Middle. There is no middle. Middle. And again, so that means that every grasping notion had to be released to discover the true as it is. True as it is. As we start holding something, we are following the force. Force, F-A-L-S-E. Force. Or the illusions. Illusions. And then that will deceive. Deceive. That will make us disappointments. So that's what the word meanings of these four schools. Now you know. So now I think we really made this meaning of the four schools there. Now we go back to the here. Said how they developed the true truth, or how they interpreting two truths. So that means all the schools of Buddhism accepting the true truth, because the teaching of the Buddha is nature. And how Vibhashika schools now going to see the true truth. And that is what in the teaching said, and that is again famous quotation from Abhidharma, Kosha, that by great master Vasubendus. And that teaching said, things can destroy, things go away, and anything of things can go away, things are going to be destroyed or finished and disappearing. Those all are relative truth. Things go away. But something that cannot go away is absolute truths. That is what this great master Vasubendhu said, and that is the view of the Vibhashika schools of true truths. And now what that means, things can go away. And that is, for example, he used examples in the teaching, was, V-A-S-E, was. Was, if somebody came and hit the hammer, it can be destroyed. You lost that was. And then also something is that you look into the river. What you look into the river, first minute, and the next minute, that river is gone. It's not the same river or same water. Same water is gone. So this is the changeable these things. All that. And then there was, for example, use was. If it was that we bring down that and break the was, and then again hammering. It will go to these pieces go away. Completely go away. Pieces go away. Completely. Getting smaller. This is the examples of every these gross things is illusions, can be destroyed, can be changed. But then what is the absolute truth? Something that cannot be destroyed. That is what this school says, in the teaching said that the atom, the molecule, or the subatomic, whatever terminology is, the most subtle subparticles that is existing. And that is this subparticle level, that's the most subtle particle that is existing, and that cannot be destroyed. If you burn, and where they use the examples, if you burn that in fire fire cannot burn. There's nothing to burn in it. And if you throw that in the river, there's nothing to carry away. That. Not just that, even the Arhatas, such as Shariputra, Mangalputra, they didn't find anything. So this is the partless atoms, sub-partless atoms. And then that is so this is one. And the second is the partless of our mind, partless of our consciousness. Again, our consciousness, present our consciousness, growth is something that we can feel, we can think that. But if we divide that by the times, past is past or past, and the future is not yet arrived. And present consciousness, if we divide that in mentally, divide it to the times, then also there is nothing to find. It's gone. But there's that partless consciousness is existing. That is existence. And then they put a reputation or ask questions. Absent, there is nothing to find. It cannot be burned, cannot be carried by even rivers or whatever, and even the Arhatas didn't see. Then why is there? Why? Then what is this? What you mean is there? Then their answers, because I have to have that, otherwise this is what we see. This universe and everything, where that come from? Where this come from? Then it won't function. Our mind cannot function. So therefore, even we didn't detect it, even we didn't see, but there is existing, known as that partless atom. Partless. It has no part at all. It's the most subtle subatomic. Subatomic, no.
Call it indivisible particle.
Yeah, there's beyond that. That's so. That is the substantial existing, and that is absolute truth. These two partless atoms, partless atom and partless consciousness, is absolute truth. Absolute truth. So that is what these schools agrees of the true truth, or they perceive this. And now we move to the second Vibhashka, so the Sujantraka schools. Sujantraka school, again, slightly different. And they use the true truth with these tangible things, ways, true truth, these tangible things. And something that can perform the action and something that can do is relative truth. And somebody cannot functioning, that is. Oh, sorry, I mixed up. Something that can perform the activities and functioning, that is absolute truth. That is absolute truth. And something that cannot perform the action as we see, and that is related to this. So that means the object that can, or something that can do, function in that is absolute truth and cannot do then relative truths. So that example now, what that is, for example, something that can function in things means like fire can burn and heat up. It is. That is. And water can wash, cleansing, or put in the garden, so forth. And similarly, vase can carry the water. Vase can carry the water, so forth. Those all are absolute truths. And a relative truth is the artificials. if you use name artificial, or such as picture of the vase cannot carry water, even though it looks like vase. Or the reflection of moon in the water is not the moon. It won't perform as functional activity as moon. And then rabbit homes in use those. Rabbit home, that of course conceptual levels, all these things. That those are all known as relative truths. So there's slightly different things ways to interpret these two truths. And now we move to the mind-only schools. How the mind-only schools developed, or they say the relative truth and absolute truths. And generally, in mind-only schools, their principal philosophies are what are those called? Three something. Anybody knows? Three what?
Natures.
What?
Natures.
Three nature. And anybody? Three nature?
Kuntang, Tsewang, and Yun.
That's it. Kumda Yewe Yungda, three natures. Three natures, or if I use it slight different way, translation, three characteristics. Three characteristics. This is the principal philosophies of, in a way, principal philosophies of the mind-only schools. Three characteristics. And these three characteristics are, many times I translated, I think within Khenpo, the exaggeration of the power and true existence. But I also saw some other translations put this, maybe this is more nicer than what I did, I thought. And this is in post-exaggeration, they used input phenomena. Input phenomena or input labels. Input phenomena, and input I think is A-N-P-U-T-E or A-M. Imputed phenomena is that what I often use exaggeration. So you compare which is good, exaggeration or that. And then this other powers. Again, I use that, and then some other also I saw. So, and use the word that dependent phenomena. And then this Yunda true existence. That is, as I think, is ultimately existing. So now we think of these three meanings. Three. And what is, now maybe go with the ultimate existence. Ultimate existing is in this school, mind-only school, accepting there is the mind truly existing. And often in the teaching said, the existing, where they exist, not just existing as we said, but existing beyond of the grasping of subject and object. The mind, that means, mind, that true mind, clay-like awareness, which is free from clinging of the subject and object. Object, that mind existing. That mind existing. So that mind is here, known as true existing, or in Tibet, Yungda, true existing is there, is here. Because of that, then all these displays arise. Everything came from us. Each individual, that is the same. In the Dzogchen teaching, in the Vajrayana teaching, same. each individual is in a way our own creation of our own environments. Each individuals are the creators of our perception, conception, and then of course consciousness, and as well as feelings. In a way, we finally everything say, okay, the ourself. Who is saying that? It's consciousness, it's mind. Everything is mind. That. So now that is what's called. This is truly existing or yunda. This truly existing, then this dependent phenomena or powered by the others, other powers. Other powers, that is because this mind that which is free from the two the subject and object or grasping cling of the subject and object, that is not just one piece of object, but it has all the qualities of the variety and openness, flexibles, possibilities. It has all that possibilities. From that, spontaneously arising the energy, arising qualities. That arising qualities is known as interdependent coordinations. Is all connected, that kind of waves as like connections of the interdependence. As like almost like cow waves.
Cobwebs.
But it's not just a straightforward like that. I'm talking is they all connected. Yet of course it's dissolving, is merging, reappearing that interdependent coordination. It's not just one straight lines and cobwebs like that. But it's all cooperated. That cooperated is known as the power of the others, or the dependent phenomena. It's not just arise this by one by one. It's all arising. The dependent. And then what are those arising? We go to all these phenomena things are arising, one after another, as he said. All the aggregates, all the perceptions. Then our dream begins. Tangible dream. And then that also merging, unfolding one after another, and then whole that dream begins. So that is known as other powers. Because of that, then we made exaggeration, as I said. I translated exaggerations. But other place I saw input phenomena. Then we put the input phenomena. To that phenomena we make inputs. What we input, then we make all the divisions. What is arising? Good, bad, dirty, clean, high, low, and right and wrong, all the mountain, tree, water, so forth. This all we inputted. We hold on to that. As we input this. That also indicated that other power is not really coming with that names, these labels. It's not coming, but we label. We put that. We made up that everything. And then each country made different names, this and that things. But it's all inputs. That is known as exaggeration or input phenomena. This is how the samsara then begins. So now, the reality level is what? Is the true existence. The consciousness is free from the two graspings, subject and object. That clear, subliminated self-intelligence is known as the absolute truth. That is absolute truth in this school. And other powers or dependent powers, and as well as input phenomena, all are relative truth. All are relative truths. Input phenomena, other power, that is relative truths. Then of course, in the great Master Mahayana is used very clear, precise, and in this teaching said that. But also this other power can have actually two aspects. And other power of the impure other powers and the pure other powers. And that I think is I'm going to talk with this truth. But if we use that glimpse now here, the impure other powers is all this our what we discuss now. All these things is impure, and then with the labels, all with this, all is impure other powers. The pure other powers is then the pure lands. Pure land and the wisdoms, Gayas, and all those Buddha's environment or enlightenment environment is pure other powers. That to compare with kind of like where things are, then other that pure other power phenomena is absolute truth. Is truth. That is what it is. That not going to deceive us. That. And this, the impure phenomena of the power, this thing, it is going to deceive us. It's going to change. It's not going to last. But that pure and dependent phenomena or other power, whichever translation we use, and that going to stay. This is the environment of the pure lands. Akanishita, Sambhokaya, luxuries and all these things. Also that. So that is the brilliant understanding of this. This mind-only schools, the way the two truths explained. So that means again, if I put the briefly kind of without using those three characteristics, then I will say in this school, the relative truth is that all the grasping and clinging subject and objects are the relative truths, and that nature of the mind which is free from the true grasping of the subject and object, that is absolute truth. That is absolute truth. So, grasping, clinging, holding, this is relative truth. Free from that of the consciousness is absolute truth. That is how these schools accept. And now I want to talk over the Madhyamaka is already here, so we go over those things. And now how the Vajrayana teachings, how that exploring these two truths. And first of all, the Vajrayana is now again with the mind-only schools exactly this establishment the same way, and the Madhyamaka is the same. Now they just more glorifying, more beautifying that, more widening, more deepening that. And absolute truth and the relative truths again. And I said yesterday, really too, all the visualizations of the creation stage is relative truths. And the dissolving stage of the completion is absolute truth. That is just the general way of understanding that. But if we go specifically to this, then, for example, Kriya Tantra, explaining again, the absolute nature is the same as Madhyamaka. Madhyamaka, free from all the conceptions. That is absolute status. And at a relative level, everything is purity status. relative level, everything purity state is as 3 Buddhas. And highlight 3 Buddhas, which is what? Cherezai, Vajrayana, Manjushri, that's it. That's it. Kriya Tantra, what means Kriya Tantra actually? Yana. What? Say that?
Action.
Yeah, action. Kriya is a Sanskrit word used as action. And why they named it Kriya Tantra? In the teaching said, that's what we learned. We learned, all of us together, we learned those things. And the teaching said because this school also emphasized a lot of external activities. And to cleansing, to purifying ourselves in the environment, a lot of emphasis on the activities, outer activities. And those are there not. Principle said that at least take shower, 3 times take showers, and 3 times change your clothes in the daytimes, or in the 24 hours. At least 3 times. Those are external kind of things. Those are also different meanings to addition these levels, but maybe won't go those things. But this is the one teaching said that. So this all with those characteristics, and see then absolute is free from every extremes. And every extremes means there is what? How many extremes in the Buddha teaching said? Said what are? 4. What are those?
Existing, non-existing, neither nor.
That's true. That's it. That's the most time said. Existing, non-existing, not existing, neither in either is that. So that is the teaching said that. And so for that is a very popular. And so this free from that. That means there's no any sport of the grasping and clinging. Everything from the mental level and as well as nature level is openly, totally open, totally free from status. And that is absolute nature. And then in the relative level, in these 3 these Buddha status, the teaching said. And briefly, even this in the teaching said, all those kind of like gross things what you see is a kind of like energy of the Genesis, our Lord, good shortness, gross things. And all the soft and the tender things what you see is like Manjushris. And all the rough and the gross kind of like the tongues, what you see is the energy of the Vajrayana. Those are also in the teachings. So that means all is within that Nandana state. And then in the absolute level, on the reality level, both are inseparable. They're not separated. This is saying as the Madhyamaka Sutta. 2 truths are not separated. But they all are within the same status. And then Upa is the middle way of the middle kind of like. Or sometimes in the teaching said, like who follows the conduct and external activity as a Kriya Tantra, and innerly the practice level following the Yoga Tantras. So it's like that. That is what the Yoga. And so therefore, then Yoga Tantra is the same. That means our 3 outer Tantra. Now Yoga Tantra. Yoga Tantra is the top is Yoga Tantra. That is again the same as the Kriya Tantra, basically. And all is in absolute level. Everything is pure. Or as Madhyamaka, everything is free from the 4 extremes. And every extreme is that. And the relative level, everything is like in a mandala of the Buddha Vajrayanas, or the Vajra Dhatus mandalas. Everything in that mandala states. And in that also, even though they appear in a different way, it is also in the same status, in inseparable status. So that is what this, again, 2 truths of the Yoga Tantras. And now we go to the Mahayogas. And the Mahayoga is then, this is what we practice most of the time. Is based on the Mahayoga and Ana Yoga teaching and Adi Yoga also teaching, all combined together. That's what most of the time our practice is the best. In the Mahayoga, what in this is? In a relative level, everything is in a three Vajra state or two Vajra state. Everything is in three Vajra states. Everything. Vajra form, Vajra song, and Vajra speech. Everything. Everything. In absolute level, everything is completely equanimity status. These three things are never separated from at all. That. This is not just a pure, the develop that, but originally is pure, that it is state of these three Vajra states or three mandala states. Everything in that status. So similar with the Kriya Tantra and the Yoga Tantra, but it's more expanding, more deepening. Everything is in that status. Everything is originally in a three Vajra status. And that is totally equal. And what in the teaching you say, and what again said, in a relative level, everything is pure. In the absolute level, everything is great equanimity status. This is the same, also like such as in Gohengarba Tantra we learn. What in Gohengarba Tantra said, everything is enlightened. There's nothing even we cannot. There's nothing that is not enlightened. Even Buddhas looking, searching. If there is something slightly is not enlightened, Buddha cannot find. Everything that enlightens. And how? All the five aggregates are five dhyana Buddhas. And all the five elements are five primal Buddhas. And that is what everything in that mandalas. That is the true truth of the Mahayana practices. All that transcendent, everything in complete that. And great emptiness, great equanimity status there. And then in the Anu Yoga, what? He said, all is a three mandala status. Everything. And everything is what we see. All is within the vast space of the Buddha Samana Bhadras. Vast space of the Buddha Samana Bhadra is the absolute truth. It's all in the primal Buddha, the absolute status. And from that, the display of the variety of this environment is arising as Samana Bhadras. Bhadras is all, and that is relative truth. It's everything. And reality, these both are completely joined together without any separation. It is the great blissfulness mandala of the children's is all that joined within great blissfulness status. So this in basically what in here is basically everything is within the mandala of this two great nature, which is never separated from the blissfulness of the emptiness. It's nature. It's not just enlightenment. Enlightenment is blissfulness. That which is free from grasping and clinging attachment. That is what it is. That's what it is. So, in this three mandala level now, again, if I say, first, Samana Bhadri is absolute truth, and then Samana Bhadra is relative truths. And both are completely united within the state of the great blissfulness. Blissfulness, there's no separations, no distinctions. That way to understand. So this great Samana Bhadris is the same as Madhyamaka, the absolute truth, free from all extremes and free from every conceptions and every edge, every sentence, I mean, it is free from that. Nature. Nature. And then, now we go to the Dzogchen status. Dzogchen status is not just a focus externally. This now is coming, observing to the heart, in a way. Our nature of the mind. Nature of the mind. Of mind is the source of everything. Everything. Mind is the displays, displayed, all this. The mind itself is totally enlightened. Again, same thing. It's not just something looking to outside, it is within us, within ourselves. How that enlightened is a three-kaya status. Dharmakaya, Sambhokaya, and the Nirmakaya status. Totally enlightened. That is. Whatever come out of this is a three-kaya status. Three kayas. All these things. How this reflect, if we can say, according to the Dzogchen level, how this reflect in a way, roughly say this. All the openness space is a reflection of the Dharmakayas, including space. And all the sound systems of this, whatever we see, is reflections of the Sambhokaya energy of our own nature of the mind. And all the display of the tangible displays are the Nirmakaya displays, energy of our mind. And they're all in the same status. Even though they cease like different, emanating different, yet never lost their quality, identity of the nature of the infinite and the freedom, openness, emptiness. That all merged within our vastness of our own nature of the mind, or our own mind. And our own mind is a three-kaya state. That's what all display also three-kaya status. So, if we say again, according to two truths, the Dharmakaya is absolute truth. Sambhokaya and the Nirmakayas are the relative truths. Relative truths. And all is same nature status. It's not two different, many different areas. It's within the one. Everything is within. Within, and everything is within everything. Or one is everything. That's how the nature is. Yes. There is no contradictions. There is no extremes. That's how nature is functioning. And nature is merging, emerging, and then displays according to teaching. So this is now really overview understanding of these two truths. That's how these two truths are like pervasive. Well, so this is the general overview of that. So this here, like Great Master Khenpo Tsewang said in the commentary, said according to the Yanas, there, then this understanding of the two truths is become deeper. That what we should understand is that. And now we go to if you have any questions. Yeah.